Alright, what is up, guys? Today is 7/18/2025. Today was MOPEX, which was the monthly expirations on contracts, option contracts. So I want to get right into it so we can go ahead and dive into what I got into, what I traded, what I was looking at and looking for. And let me pull up my TradeZella here on my other screen because I want to make sure that I give you guys the trades in order. I only took 3 trades, and today was a relatively small day. I actually only made like 1% in my total portfolio, which is the smallest actual P&L of the week for me. Just sub 1, it was 1%. So first time this week I was under 2%. And we're gonna start with, I believe Tesla was the first thing I traded here this morning. So straight out the gate, I noticed Tesla had relative strength behind it, relative to NQ. I'm gonna go ahead and unlink this so you guys can see the difference between this price action and NQ, or you can pull up QQQ, whichever one you want. If you guys do not know what relative strength versus relative weakness is, I do have a video where I do a very, very deep dive into the concept of something that is relatively strong versus the market's overall weakness, or if the market's strong when an individual name is relatively weak. So if you guys would like to see that video, I'll probably link it here below so you guys can kind of get a synopsis of what I'm referring to. But it actually doesn't even really take much. You can tell by the right hand, this is NQ over here on the right side. Let me trade TradeZella chart real quick, just so I can see OBS as well. So, whoa, it took everything away. There we go. All right, so you can see, as you can see, you know, we make a high on NQ and then we're immediately just flushing out under previous day highs, leaving some pretty aggressive wick tops. But look what, you know, Tesla is doing here at that same time. Tesla is essentially, what did we talk about the other day when I think it was yesterday when I was talking about AVGO bull flag. Look at this. It's the same thing, guys. Same exact thing. What you want to do, guys, if you're going to go ahead and try to play like a bull flag like this on something that's relatively strong when the market is weak, you want to make sure, in my opinion, this is just something that will it like ties in all together. I like it when it holds above VWAP and previous day highs. Like, this is turning red on the NQ's turning red here on the day, and Tesla is green, and it's about to get up above previous day highs. So here's how I traded it. You know, I got in on this candle at 944. I got in right here, and we kind of dipped a little bit. I was under the assumption that we were going to get back above. This just looked like a flag to me. So I got in preemptively just because I trusted the play. I knew, like, seeing Tesla's price action versus NQ's, I knew that this name was relatively strong straight out the gate. So I just got in basically assuming VWAP was going to hold. We get a little dip under, and then we swipe right back up, and I actually get out right here. I get out right here. I missed a huge upside move, which I kind of beat myself over the head a little bit about it because I knew that this name was so strong. Like, today, I just knew. And, you know, unfortunately, I didn't get, you know, anything off up here. That was actually my profit target was actually like 330. And it got there, but I just seen this, and I was just like, I was really hopeful that this wasn't going to be a double top. So, because when you're watching the NQ just flush out the way that it's flushing out, and Tesla's holding relative weakness, I like to be proactive. I want to see the market and individual names move together. I don't want to see something just relatively strong when the market is actively going lower. And ES was doing the same thing. So I'll pull up ES here. Like, look, it was just the same thing, guys. Like, just the same thing. Just kind of this rollover versus what Tesla's looking like. And so my entry was here, and I got out at the high end up here. That was my first trade on Tesla. I then again traded Tesla again, and I actually have the commentary behind both of these trades via I trade with I trade on Discord, but I kind of text, you know, what I'm looking at and looking for with, like, I guess he's like my protege type shit. Like, he's just somebody that I kind of mentor in a way. I've known him for, like, you know, since like 2020. You know, I met him in a chat on YouTube. And I ended up going on Discord. We met each other on Discord, and we've been keeping in touch for like 5 years. So, you know, I basically broke down, and maybe I'll show that actually. But I kind of broke down what I was looking for. I also told him, you know, the trades I was taking, and yeah. So, anyways, later on in the day, as you can see around like 10:40s, what I ended up typing, and I'll show it, you know, I ended up typing to him that I'm kind of looking for an ABCD pattern on Tesla, and I want it to basically flush under VWAP. Get anyone who was buying, assuming, you know, VWAP was gonna hold, I want them to flush out. Like, I want them to be selling under VWAP. That's their stop. And then once it reclaims, I want to enter, and then I'm gonna utilize the low as my stop. So we actually got that. We got a nice dip, and we went sub VWAP. This candle came in. I got in on the high end of this candle. This flush came in. It did worry me a little bit, but because it didn't crack below this, I ended up riding this trade all the way up here. I got out here, and of course, you know, it continued. of course it continued, but you know, it continued relatively nicely near the end of the day. This is actually excessive here. I didn't trade none of this. I was done for the day after that. But, you know, I traded basically right here, this flush out, and I got out right here. And then it continued going. And that was that secondary Tesla trade. Really, really nice. Both trades, really, really nice trades here. I also took a trade on Google. Google was also relatively strong here in the morning. Obviously, this dip doesn't look like it's strong, but you got to keep in mind that this was above previous day highs. And so I'm watching this fail. It gets to previous day highs, and I start seeing this wick come in. As soon as this candle, because I seen this wick here, kind of, you see this bottoming wick. I seen this wick, and then I see this one here. And then we got like an engulfing green candle. I get in right here. So you're going to see a red line right here. You're going to see a red line right here. Right there, basically. And that's where I got in at. And I covered right here at the top end of this candle. And of course, it goes a little bit extra and makes a clean little move. I could have made an extra little, you know, 80, 90 bucks or so per contract had I held, you know, all the way up to VWAP. But I missed that trade, and it was okay. That was it, basically, essentially, for me. It was 3 trades. It was Google, it was Tesla, and I did want to get into some NVIDIA, man, but it had just missed my price alert. Like, this made me so sick to my stomach, low-key. Like, I even messaged about it in my Cord, or it's not really my Cord, it's just a private DM with the guy that I kind of mentor. But it made me sick that this thing, I was hoping for previous day lows test for a V-shape back up, but that didn't happen. And, you know, I missed this V-shape move, unfortunately. But this was something that was really on my radar that I was looking forward to trading. And it just didn't get to where I wanted to get to, man. You know, and that's how it kind of, that's how you kind of got to be when you're trading, guys. You have to put yourself in a position where the market has to come to you. And unfortunately, the market came to me. It just didn't get, you know, it just, I missed out on a couple of cents. And I didn't get to get this NVIDIA trade, which is an excellent trade. I mean, you know, this would have been really, really sick on some contracts. But that's what I looked at. And I'll go ahead and I'll show you guys maybe some of the messages that I have with him. And let's see. I just want to show you guys, like, kind of how I walk through my trade. So I'm just gonna, like, there's a lot, guys. So here, I'm gonna pull up my Discord here. There's a lot here. Like, you know, I mean, all of this is basically, you know, I'm saying keep an eye on Tesla 326-ish retest. You know, keep an eye on Apple as well. It's building off previous day's close. And if you timestamp, it's like, if you check my timestamps here, like, look, just look at this. It's done at 959, right? And look at Apple at 959. When I said that it was building, you know, 959 is like right here, and I'm saying it's building. You know, where is it at? Like right here, like building nicely, right here. And then look, you get this kind of move up. You know, on Apple, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just built nicely. I mean, that's like one little kind of alert thing that I kind of had. You know, I had Meta very weak, sub 700 on I think this is Meta, because it was showing relative weakness. Apple's working killer. AV, Geo, AMD, Nvidia not good. You know, I have so many call outs. Yeah, man. And I basically, me and him just chop it up here. You know, and I have a lot of good, basically, information. I drew this little trend line for him so he can see what I was actually looking for on Tesla. Yep. So overall, that's basically it, guys. By the way, so overall, man, to close out the week, I'm up about 18% in totality on my portfolio. I think I had made like 8 or 9% this week on my total portfolio, which is really, really nice. Like I said, man, I'm so happy that I'm currently just on. I'm just trading so well right now, man. Like, I'm in the zone. I'm really letting the market come to me. I'm not adding any crazy exponential risk until I see something that really, really deserves the exponential risk. And, you know, until that day comes, you know, these 2%, 1% days on the total portfolio, they compound so quick. You guys do not understand that small gains, you know, you hear it all the time, small gains add up. You know, and it's really true. Like, small gains start to add up, and then once you get that A plus, you know, day, whether it's capitulatory or whatever your A plus type setup is, once that comes into play, I mean, you can get that 5 to 10% in one day, and that's a level up day. So you level up there, and then if you get another one, you know, it can level you up again, and those are the level up trades. Everything that's not that, it's just compound. Right? It's just compound after compound after compound, and then you level up, compound, level up, and it just keeps going, and that's where you want to be. And you're gonna have some red trades. Hopefully, you're not risking more than a certain percent on your account. I would never risk more than 2% of my total account. That's personally just me. I actually have a hard time even accepting anything that's over 1% of my account. Sometimes I'll take like a 1.2% loss or something like that, but you know, recently I haven't been fucking around. Like I've been telling you guys, man, the losses I've been taking have been like 0.4, 0.6, and even at that, I haven't even been taking many losers. Let me see my trades really quick. Currently, in the span of the last 2 weeks, I have 34 green trades and 6 losses, and there's been 1 red day. So, you know what I'm saying? And my profit factor is 7.7. You know, on my TradeZella. So I don't know what to tell you guys, man. Just focus on just getting 1-2% better each and every day. Compound that, and then when your level up opportunity comes, slam it, and you just keep doing that. You rinse and repeat, and that's where success comes from, man. But that's it, man. I'm going out to dinner, guys, which is why I'm in a polo right now. So yeah, I'm out of here, guys. Take it easy. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Nice little breakdown. I'm out of here.